the replays early on. So obviously, please, just in case people are tuning in, they don't know the results and stuff. Please just spoiler free in the chat, guys. But otherwise, yeah, just may as well cast because we've got the games, we've got the replays. We may as well see how this goes. As we have to the top left-hand side, the red Protoss player. This, of course, is herO. And down to the bottom right-hand side, it is our teal Zerg player, Rogue. So, getting this set up, getting this rolling, and just looking to see what is going to be happening over the next few moments. Obviously, in this PvZ matchup. Now, I'm really excited for this because I just casted herO Rogue the other day, and the games were pretty cool. Those are the games from the Hangzhou StarCraft Carnival. If you missed those, the VODs on my Twitch channel, and they are going to be starting to go up on YouTube today. I actually just got them set up, so I just need to do a little bit of admin work on them. So they'll start to go up this evening. And then I'm actually going to have a really good kind of set of YouTube VODs that we should have uploads for the rest of the month, even though I'm going away. But yeah, just going to be seeing how this game develops right now between herO and Rogue in game number 1 of the best of 3. So we are going to be seeing the Nexus dropping down on the natural. So Nexus on the natural, going to be seeing the gateway at the front, and we are going to be having herO with the Cybernetics core to drop down with as well. Obviously, so far, PvZ, it's definitely one we can kind of expect to go pretty standard, I suppose, in terms of the matchup. And herO versus Rogue especially, I think that two players who really do enjoy the kind of more macro-focused games. They're definitely cheeky enough to kind of throw in some all-ins here and there every now and then. But I'd be surprised to see it in kind of game number 1 on Catalyst, like the macro map. I definitely think there's going to be a, more macro-oriented sort of like, Stargate opening from herO. Rogue goes in towards the kind of the Lingbane Hydra maybe, or maybe he plays a Roach-based style, I don't know. But I don't think he, I think he goes up to the 3 bases. I think he saturates the base. I don't think he plays overly aggressive or anything along those lines, right? So that's my current opinions, as we are going to be seeing the probe. Just being chased around by those couple of Zerglings, so a little bit of damage being done. Link speed starts up from Rogue in the main base, so that starts on out, and we're going to be seeing a couple of drones coming through as the Stargate's about halfway done as well. And so far it is just that kind of standard opening, which we sort of mentioned that we could kind of somewhat expect here in these early stages. So far, so good in terms of being standard and maybe giving us a bit of a macro-oriented game. As we do see a couple of Lings going to be coming up the left-hand side. That depth of herO is just going to be backing away a little bit as well. Overlord coming in towards the front. Just going to be seeing the pylon coming down at the side here, and we are going to be seeing that Adept of herO is... Sorry, is blocking the wall. Probably just having a little bit of back and forth as well, and does decide to come back in towards the natural. And we are going to be seeing the Phoenix on its way out. The Oracle's already out here and heading down towards the south side, so Oracle coming across the map and a couple more Zerglings coming along too. So these Adepts continuing down the right side as well. And a few things gathering together. The Queen going to throw down a couple of Creep Teamers for the moment. We are just going to be seeing the couple of Spore Crawlers from Rogue currently dropping down as well. An Evo Chamber coming down behind the mineral line. And again, the two Adepts just moving forwards here. And the Creep just starting to connect up between the bases. A couple of drones going down, actually. That's 3 workers killed. So these Adepts do find some good damage in the very early stages of this, so a little bit of damage dealt already. And we've seen the Robo Facility, and now the Twilight Council are coming down from herO, so he continues to set this up. And, yeah, I mean, continues to set this up, Robo and the Twilight. I mean, we've seen this opening multiple times before, haven't we? And, we definitely can know. I guess sometimes you see Twilight Robo more often. Anyways, it's a very standard combination here, and probably just expecting to see Charge, a Templar Archives, and that very sort of setup, that setup that we probably know about a lot of the time. You do see this Phoenix being pushed away by the couple of Queens. And you're going to be seeing the Phoenix is actually going to get taken down by a Spore Crawler though, so that Phoenix actually didn't last as long as most Phoenix do in a PvZ. And so just going to be seeing the Templar Archives coming up in the main base as well. 2 Oracles coming all the way down the left here at the moment, and well, they're going to try and see what they can do, but there is that Templar Archives, there is that charge upgrade, and all of this is of course just going to be setting up in towards, how can we be lagging in a replay? That doesn't make any sense at all. Is my internet dead? That just makes no sense. How can we lag out of a replay? Like... right? We are still live. The stream's still working. Alright, well there you go. That's how you lag out of a replay. Oh, welcome back guys to herO vs Rogue Best of 3. So, after that little bit of excitement of lagging out the replay, Temple Archives is currently on the way up here from herO. So we were just saying, like, the Zealots are on the way down, the Archons are going to be coming in soon. It's looking relatively standard. He's on not many gates right now, just a 3, so it's not super aggressive. In fact, just 3 gates is a bit weird. He's actually just have a 4th, which is more for him. Okay, so 4 gates is standard because then you do have the ability to get the double Archon up. 3 kills, 5 kills, 8 kills in total then on the Oracles. So that's not bad at all. Is that all drones? Actually, a lot of them drones. 11 workers going down. Sorry, a bit distracted before the casual lagging out the replay business. So yeah, Prism comes in, sets up to warp on this right-hand side. Link's actually just going to go and try and cancel this Nexus. So Link's just going to come in and try and cancel this Nexus and see what they can do. But the 2 Adepts, or the Adept and the Zealot here, is good enough to defend. The Oracles are good enough to defend as well. And we are going to be seeing the Lings just coming back down the left-hand side. The Zealots actually just going to walk down the left side as well. I don't know if they got seen by this Zergling. I guess they must have done, right? I guess they must have done, as we do see the Zealots going to come on through. And we are going to be seeing them coming in towards the 3rd base in the next couple of moments. So that's going to be coming along here. And we do see 13 Banes currently on the way up and getting ready to go. So Banes stand up on the right and the center. And we're just going to be seeing the Rogue Prism. Going to get ready to drop a couple of Archons in towards the main. Immortal is... on the way up as well here for herO, so just getting that Immortal on the way out. And I mean, again, it's just very standard so far. Really not much to shout about or anything crazy like that. As you can see, the Queens fighting against the Archon, and the Archons are going to be pushed back in towards the War Prism here. More Ling's going to come up through the center of the map towards the top side, so just going to be coming in towards the top and see if they can again get something done. It kind of feels like Rogue hasn't been able to do much with his Zerglings multiple times over just yet. As we do see, the Hydralisk Den is going to be finishing up behind this mineral line in a moment or two. Ling's going to start going in towards that 3rd Nexus, but they're not really going to be able to find too much. More Zealots swarming in, the High Templar gathering together. And the Zerglings is just going to be splitting up in a couple different directions, keeping on moving around the map. And the Zealots are having a little bit of a weird dance. That really is something. Archons in the center obviously should be safe because the War Prism is here. The Queens are trying to hunt that War Prism, but herO is very good at keeping his War Prism in the right position so the Queens can't get on top of it. A few Hydras on the way, so it is looking to be a Lingbane Hydra style here from our Zerg player. And again, Lingbane Hydra has been around for a long time, and it's nice so that the matchup has changed a bit, because I felt for a long time we had Lingbane Hydra as the only option. Nowadays we see a lot of different styles, even if it's kind of roaches into Lingbane Hydra. It just feels a bit different. If that War Prism goes low, oh my god. Well, the rocks will go down and protect here. You will actually lose the Observer because the Overseer and the Queens were there. So an Observer goes down, but keeping the War Prism and the Archons alive is possibly the most important thing of all. So herO will be glad about that, because that did get a little bit close there in fairness. A lot more Zealots down the left-hand side once again. Going to be heading in towards this currently building 4th base. 9 Queens over on this left side, and I think herO, as soon as he sees that he's killed a creep tumor, just sort of backs away. On the upper right, it looks as though another Overlord just getting taken down. Ling run by towards the 3rd base, but Shield Battery and nearby units will deal with this pretty aptly, sorry. And yeah, those Zerglings just end up kind of backing away down the right-hand side. There's really not much for them to do here. +1 melee finishes, obviously those Lings and Banes get a bit more powerful. I am intrigued to see, do we see kind of +1 missile attack upgrade coming through? Do we see just +2 melee right away to really power up those Banelings? We'll see what Rogue wants to go for. herO immediately starts +2 attack as +1 attack finishes, so he's not slowing down on his own upgrades and pushing down the right side, looking to see if he can get something done. Although the answer to that for now is no, he cannot. There is not really an opportunity for him to attack in here at all. Another set of Hydras still just spreading out in front of this 5th base in the front. Lings are going to work their way through these set of rocks. And as those rocks go down, again, it opens up the pathway for the rest of the army here. Fleetbeacon is starting up from herO, so he's starting to transition, so without even taking a fight or anything really, he's just going to start going in towards that stage of the game now where he's going to be like, okay, well, I kind of feel as though it's, I can maybe start sneaking in a couple of carriers. So we'll see if that's going to be the case in the next couple of moments. 10 minutes in, and again, it's been a very passive game. I mean, yes, we've seen a couple of Archons here and there, but we haven't really seen many successful kills. It's been a little bit of creep clearing. The players, for the most part, have been left to their own devices, and that just allows herO to build up into towards a fleet beacon and stargates, and maybe start up carrier production. There it is, one carrier on the way out. It's very slow carrier production, by the way. He doesn't go all out. He doesn't throw down 2 more stargates. I don't think he has the economy to really justify that yet, and if he did, then we'd be in a much later stage of the game. As we do just have the Immortals, Zealots, and a few High Templars just gathering together out in the center. Let's do attack coming in on this Forge at the moment. We are going to be seeing the Immortal currently on the way out as well. Carrier still coming through, about halfway done. He's just going to be rallied into the main. So again, herO is not looking to attack. He's just going to play it slow. Now he throws down 2 more Stargates. He starts to feel a little bit more comfortable. He feels like he has a few more resources to spare here to invest into carriers, which are not necessarily going to hit the map immediately, right? So you need to kind of be able to survive the next 2 or 3 minutes after investing into carriers before the carriers are really going to become viable. So that's what we're starting to see right now. Banelings are moving around the right-hand side. Baneling's speed is about halfway done. +1 missile attack is about to finish as well. Hive on the way. Spire over halfway done too. So let's actually charging forwards here. Are going to be charging headfirst into some Banelings, and we do see as the Lings coming towards the round. Well, the Zealots keep on fighting away, and the Lings will get to pick those off. Hydras and Banelings here from Rogue just going to keep on gathering together out in the center. A few Immortals as well coming over to the right hand side. There's another couple of Archons on the way up here from herO. So again, I mean, this is really one of those PvZs where actually it's just a little bit passive. We're just sort of waiting to see. Even Rogue isn't being overly aggressive yet. And I say yet because I get the feeling that 32 Banelings morphing in might be a bit of a sign of aggression. He's going to be on so many Banes. He's actually rolling some up here already. If it wasn't for that, he would have had so many right now. He has 54, and he just used about 20 or so, I think. Maybe not 20, but he was over 60 or 65 Banelings. That's kind of crazy. That's some crazy numbers right there. Hydras and Banes starting to push in towards the top. A couple of Storms coming down. Another Storm or 2 coming down as well. A few Banes managed to make it through the Storm alive, and they do connect on the Immortals. If nothing else, they get rid of the barriers. Banes rolling forwards again. A few High Templars out there. Storms are very late. So those High Templars start going down. It's a moment or two, and maybe Rogue can get more done. He's got Banes in this mineral line as well. There's actually going to be more Banes moving around here. Could have gotten 8 probes there. Instead, he goes into the main. He gets close to 8, I guess, but not quite. This would have been better if he'd just gone for those workers that were just sat up there, but probably was paying attention elsewhere at the same time. Surprised the Hydras didn't try and jump on this army when there was less Storms available, although actually, looking at the High Templar count, there actually was Storms available. They were just well hidden. Hydras back away almost immediately here. The Mothership making this a fight that apparently Rogue doesn't really want to commit into. Bane still rolling on forwards, and this is a surround from Rogue. That's kind of deadly, it feels like, but then suddenly the units all disappear. A few more Banes running to the center. Well, herO's going to start pushing this back, and obviously the first carrier is starting to come into play now. Really starting to have a lot to say about this. Mothership is going to attack that Overlord there, and we are going to be seeing a 6 base on the left-hand side from Rogue 2. So we're going to be seeing the carriers working their way through this. The rocks go down. We're going to see the Archons coming over as well. Going to be able to pick off that Overlord. And well, herO going to be able to come down to the south side, attack in towards this Lingbane Hydra army. A few Queens as well. Let's see what happens. A couple of Spores going to burrow at the front, and as a couple of Spores burrow, we'll see again another few carriers just on the way out. 14 more Banes coming into play, and still playing Lingbane Hydra. I'm a little bit worried about his, persistence of staying on Lingbane Hydra and not moving forwards. I guess the Spire finished, right? So he has got Fervor Tech available to him. He just hasn't decided to build it yet. Stasis Wolf catches a few of these Banelings here as Rogue chases herO away, and herO will back away to his own side of the map. What if herO may want to think about going for a 5th base in the near future? He's on 4 bases right now, but a 5th is something that I don't think is too, should be too far off in the distance. Main base is starting to mine out, natural not far behind. In fact, he's got oversaturated workers, so a 5th would actually do him, could be just worthwhile, straight up. So the probe is here to start putting that down. So he was going to establish a 5th base in the middle of the map right now, and as he gets that set up, Rogue is still just Ling Bane Hydraing. He finally makes use of the Hive in terms of the +3 missiles upgrade. But other than that, nothing else. Like, you know, no Vipers. You know, there's no Spire play even being used. I mean, the Spire got made, he's just not actually using the Spire. +2 on those Banelings is deadly, by the way. Even though just one of them connected, a few probes did go down instantly. Mission 4 is now actually some carriers out in the open. herO is going to be losing his 5th base, at least it seems like. Will he be able to punish these Hydras? Oh, he actually saves the base. Hydras, I mean, at the same time, I guess then he kind of keeps the Hydras alive. So 5th base stays alive, but so do the Hydras. It's just a decision by Rogue that just wasn't worth losing the Hydras that he would have lost if he stuck around to kill it. Another 21 more Banelings on the way in right now. 117 Banelings lost in this game already, and that doesn't always include the ones that are just straight up used. Just going to be seeing 41 Banelings in production again. More Lings on the top right-hand side. Not going to really defend this. A couple of shield battery and a cannon, but it's going to drain of energy pretty quickly. Here we go for the large fight. Carriers are coming into play, going to be really important. Very high tempo for the Storms. I think the Banes just took them down. Without Storms, I'm a little bit worried about these carriers being able to keep on fighting. The Bane's coming in, helping out against another couple of Archons. A Time Warp will come down to slow some of this down. herO feels as though he's in a little bit of trouble. He just didn't have the Storms on top of the Hydras here that would have really turned this around now. So you're all going to be seeing these drones will be denied from mining here, and this 5th base will get shut down in the end. herO's going to be able to take this down, so he's going to be able to get rid of this across the map. A couple of Lings, again, just keeping herO low on economy at the moment. A couple of morphing in units at the moment from Rogue are going to be maybe caught off guard by those interceptors. Depends when they move. He's going to come down towards this base right now, so here we go. Meanwhile, Lings are in the top right, taking down this base yet again. herO is only on 46 probes. Can he make something happen here? Here we go. The interceptors start coming in. The drones are on the ground. The Hydras are fighting against the interceptors where possible. I think the Hydras are just dropping a bit too quickly. The Queen Transfuse aren't quite there either. And as we see, herO taking this fight, he will continue to pick off the anti-air, and at that, I think the carriers in the end are just going to be too strong. Hydras are running in 1 or 2 at a time, and that really doesn't do what it needs to really shut this down. The drones, in fairness, killed the Archons on the ground. Good on you guys, drones. I'm surprised you managed it, but there's just no way you kill the carriers, and, you know, at this stage, herO still has 46 probes up, his army supply is up there, and it looks like herO will take this game number 1. Going to be seeing another few, a little bit of damage from the hatchery. I kind of want to say that this was maybe close, but I don't know if it really was at any point. Rogue, he dealt some good damage, but he just never had an answer to the carriers coming up, and he saw the carriers a good amount of time go, yet he still just didn't really have a response to that at any stage. Barcodes with clan tags as their names. It's kind of amusing. I still don't understand why these guys, at least for just the online tournaments, don't just make a new account. It's free nowadays, you know? Why don't they just make one new account which is free to play, and you don't even have to like ladder it up or anything and like unlock the ladder, because you can just play customs. That's all it's there for, right? So I don't understand why they don't just make new accounts with their names on it and their actual clan tags or whatever, just for these online events. I guess because they don't need to and they don't really care so much, but it just seems like such an easy thing for them to do. Anyways, to the top right hand side, our right Protoss player is indeed herO in game number 2 of this now. Bottom left-hand side, our blue Zerg player is Rogue. So, let's set up into this and see what's going to be happening. Just catching up on chat for a moment or two, seeing what you guys are saying. Not too much, not too much. Okay. Again, game 2 coming in right now, and the winner of this game, it's herO, will advance on through the tournament, of course. I want a WardiTV shirt, says Counting Master in the chat. I'm actually going to put WardiTV shirts on sale again soon. I've been working for a while to find a good way to do it. Still haven't found a way, but there is plans to bring them back on sale. It was so much easier when Twitch just did t-shirt campaigns. Now they do, like, I think they do it through Amazon. I think they do it through Amazon now, which makes sense, but the issue with it is that it doesn't work in Europe, or it's really expensive for Europe, I think. It's a little bit unfortunate. Because they don't have multiple accounts, because they don't want to keep settings and keyboard syncs across multiple accounts if they can help it. You set up your settings one time though, like, how often do you know, especially for online tournaments, you're playing these online tournaments, you set up your settings one time on your home PC, boo, like, you know, there you go, your settings are saved. I mean, how often do you change settings? Not very often, right? Like, these guys keep things consistent because that's how they play. I don't know. I mean, yes, it would be initially a little bit of work to begin with anyways, yes, I'm not going to disagree with that. But I don't think it's a massive, like, I don't think it's like a massive amount of maintenance to keep the account, like, on your correct settings so you can just log in and play. I think it does you good, so you can actually be... I mean, again, that's the thing. Do the players really care if their names are, like, a bit awkward for the casters? Probably not. They probably don't. And we've seen this Adept of herO just continue to shade on forwards. And we do see Resonating Glaives as the choice of opening this time around off the Twilight Council, so a little bit different this time. And we've seen a couple more gateways coming up in the main base, as well as we do see a lair from Rogue currently coming down as well. So Rogue getting that lair up here at the moment, as we do see the Adept of herO coming up back towards the upper right-hand side. Evolution Chamber from Rogue is coming up as well. We see the lair is about halfway done. So lair about halfway done, and we're going to see the Rotron also dropping down at the moment here. As we are going to be seeing Resonating Glaives is just about halfway through now. Forge coming into play as well. I mean, this is a very standard follow-up for the Resonating Glaives, right? The Robo, the Forge. Just allows you to transition into a nice little standard setup. It's going to be 3 gates, so it's going to be 6 to 9 Adepts. Just going to be the 6 initially, it seems. 6 Adepts to push across the map. We'll see what they can do. We'll see what the follow-up is as well. There's definitely follow-ups that can involve an Immortal, multiple sentries, and then just continue to produce Adepts with the +1 attack and hitting a kind of a follow-up timing. Let's see what it's going to be in the next few moments as we do see those Adepts shading down towards the bottom left-hand side. I'm going to cancel here just for the moment, and we are going to be seeing the... Wow, hang on. Why is Rogue only on 2 bases? Wow. You know when you just sort of assume that he's got a 3rd base, and then you just sort of realize that he doesn't? Apologies, guys. A little bit of autopilot there. Just sort of assumed that Zerg made a 3rd. He didn't. He actually goes into a very aggressive Roach play with +1 missiles and Roach speed coming through. Well, I mean, those Adepts are not going to do anything in that scenario then, so... At this point, Rogue, 41 drones, I think he's just going to go with what he's got. You know, go with the army that he has now and reinforce with more Roaches. The Adepts will shade past, though, and it will buy time. They shouldn't commit. They should cancel. I think they should cancel because these Roaches, they've already... I guess it keeps the Roaches turned around, though. But admittedly, if they cancelled their shade, maybe they could shade again and keep them back once more. I guess it's hard to judge, and in fact now I kind of feel okay, it did make sense, because now he's picking up a bunch of drones as well, so he's actually been way more successful with this than I thought he would be. This hero's going to go back up in towards the main base, so really finding some value with the Adepts here in the end, abusing what the Roaches are really not good at, which is keeping up with the Adepts, because they're just a little bit immobile in comparison. This buys herO so much time. It doesn't just buy him time, but it does a lot of damage. I mean, now Rogue is down 11 workers, playing catch-up here, trying to throw down an infestation pit, while he also tries to take a 3rd base. More Adepts coming across. In the end, Charge got upgraded, so it's going to be Charge Immortal, and it is still a few sentries on the way down. So still getting this set up at the moment. And these Adepts all the way down to the south side here, going to be coming on in towards the natural expansion in the next couple of moments. A couple of Queens here going to have to try and be a little bit cautious. Obviously, they can't actually block the Adept shades, though. I think these Adepts commit as well, looking for more kills, and once again, the Roaches are coming back home to deal with this Rogue. He's really not having a very good time at the moment, as we are going to be seeing these Adepts taking a little bit more damage. He'll lose one of them. Oh my god, he lets all of them shade into the main. Well, I guess it doesn't matter because this Roach is waiting. There's still another few workers killed. And how many workers have been killed now? 19 kills! All just for 10 Adepts? Wow, 19 drones and 4 Zerglings for 10 Adepts so far this game. Amazing damage by herO, and... well, considering he's had a Robo for a little while now, yeah, he already has a couple of Immortals out, so he's already set up with a couple of Immortals. He's already ready to kind of go forwards from here. We're going to see Hallucinated Phoenix getting set up and start to move on forwards as well. These sentries deal a little bit of damage, a couple of changelings dropping down. And the Overseer still just being pushed in towards the middle of the map now. +2 missiles and +2 attack on the way. Warp Prism into the main, a couple of Adepts going to be coming on through. We're going to see one drone gets taken down already, a 2nd drone as well, a 3rd drone now, a 4th. Well, at least the Roaches will get one of the Adepts, which means that they won't get too much more damage done over in the natural, but so far I just feel as though for the last 7 minutes we've been watching Adepts kill drones, and I mean, we kind of have. hero's just been killing drones after drones after drones. 4 more Adepts for another 7 workers. And now he pushes across the map. Now he's got charged up Sentries and Immortals. He's going to have Templar Archives here soon, so he can warp in some Archons for this attack as well if he would like. He does have a Warp Prism, which is actually already on the other side, which is dropping off another couple of Adepts into the main base. And so here we go. hero's just going to push across the map, and with the damage that he's done so far, what does Rogue have in preparation for us? Well, he has a good amount of Roach Ravager, but does that, does that equate to enough, considering there's 3 Immortals here? Well, good force was to buy some time initially. Yes, there's Crows to the Bowers that can break through, but hero's just going to go straight up in towards the natural, straight up here. I mean, Ravagers are blocked out already. A couple of Immortals in the back taking some hits, and one of them gets hit by a Bow. Will lose that Immortal. And actually, the Warp Prism is way out of position, so I'm not sure what hero's plan is. Is he just going to kill this Hatchery and recall? Well, he's going to lose all the Immortals, so he loses every Immortal, but he recalls out of the Sentries and a couple of Stalkers and Zealots? That doesn't seem like a good idea. Is that just me? You see another few Zealots warping in. He's going to head towards the main base. Rogue on the counter-attack here. 81 to 40, well, 51 army supply. A couple of Archons morphing in. There is another Immortal ready. Can hero hold on against this? +2 against +2 of the upgrades. First Force Field buys him a little bit of time now. Closer Bar comes down. Will break through that Force Field. Another couple of Closer Bars drop. He's turning around to keep on fighting. Immortals still going huge. Archons as well. The Sentries continue to pull backwards. And well, one Archon's going to go down. The Roach can't lowering though in the main base. The Warp Prism gets taken down, but there's still some Zealots dealing some damage. An extra Warp in the Zealots over here is going to pull this up. And actually, Rogue's going to just tap out GG. Seems maybe a few seconds early, but I actually think it's pretty reasonable. He's doesn't have the army, he doesn't have